Hello and welcome to another Retro Crazy Mini Byte. This is probably not retro. I've actually not got a clue what it is. I haven't looked it up on the internet. It looks to be a cheap China something. It's got a bit in here that says swipe direction. I think there's maybe meant to be a card in here. It doesn't look like it's got any contacts. It's all right. It's cheaply made. I'm not expecting big things of this. But I've got weird colours coming out here. It takes 3 AAAs and it's corroded. So yeah, I think the first thing we should do is get this apart and have a look. As I say, I've no idea what it is. I'm really not expecting much, to be perfectly honest. And just before I strip this down, I want to say a big thank you to everybody that's currently watching that's subscribed. I've just hit 1,000 subscribers. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you. Much appreciated. Okay, let's open this up and find out what's inside. Not expecting much. Oh, okay. Well, regardless of whether I decided to clean it or not first, it certainly wouldn't have worked, because those are so corroded, it's broken. Now the concern is that corrosion follows its way down. Tapping off voltage twice. Okay, I maybe replace all 3 of these. But yeah, it's going to need a clean as well, so probably just as well. Oh, and look, hot glue. Oh, well, it would be hot glue if it was actually holding. I'm going to guess it was hot glue. Well, yep, I'm just going to take the whole lot apart and we'll take it from there. And there we are, into small pieces, as usual. Everything needs a good clean. The button cages are disgusting. The front panel is also equally disgusting. These button cages are, yeah, I mean, would you want to touch that? The rear still has a connection, but to be honest, I'm just going to break this. So these can lift and get pushed out. Hopefully they won't break. And then I can treat the corrosion on them, and then these frame pieces can get a good scrub. So let's just do that just now, and it's just a case of lifting up the tabs. That one might be awkward because of the amount of solder on it. I mean, look at that, just lumps coming up. You not see that? Look at the lumps coming off. Yeah, that is just corrosion. Right, let's see if these will pop out. So that's everything off. I am going to say I do not think this is retro in the slightest. This seems to be very cheap china. The solder, the minute it was heated, kind of broke off, which is an indicator of the more modern tin solder rather than lead. So yeah, I'm not holding out great hopes for the quality of this device. but hey, it's a little bit of fun. Let's see what we end up with. So it leaves us this board. All the button connectors are now off. I can see, I don't know if that's flux or corrosion, but it will need cleaned. And I also want to replace these three, which are 4.5 volts, 3 volts and ground. So it's actually taking a double feed, which is quite interesting. Let's get this stripped out. So with those 3 wires out, you may be wondering why I'm replacing them. Well, battery corrosion can actually creep up through the copper. So if these had broken off, in fact that one's just pulled the solder off, but if that one is corroded through, the question is how far up has that corrosion travelled? So I could cut back until I find a clean piece of copper, put it back in, but that doesn't mean to say there's not still a little bit of corrosion trapped somewhere, and that'll just continue to work its way through. So let's just get rid of this completely, and we'll put in 3 brand new wires. So let's get all this cleaned up, clean all this away, and then I'm going to get all the plastics away for cleaning. And is that? Yeah, that's not feeling right. It's a very strange finish. I think that's a little bit of battery acid. But the principles behind this are the same as if you were doing a retro console. You see the battery acid, you need to remove it if you've got any chance of this stuff working. The connectors, they'll go into vinegar, and that will cause a chemical reaction. They'll bubble and all the corrosion will start falling off, and probably most of the chrome plating, because that will have been compromised by the corrosion. Once that's all off, I'll neutralise the vinegar with isopropyl alcohol, and that'll leave these clean, if a little bit worse for wear. So let's get this cleaned. We can then clean up the bench, fit some new wires, and then I'll clean up the casing and the contacts. So with everything clean, it's kind of time for reassembly. Now during cleaning this did come off. That's fine. I'm going to use some fresh double-sided tape and we'll just reaffix that back down. So let's crack on and get this all back together. And there we are. Hopefully that now works. Who knows? Who even knows if this is a good game or not? It is cheap Chinese. It's not the highest quality. There's a giant blob chip in there. It is quite a sizable blob chip, I will give them that. Now, while all the corrosion's gone, and that's great because it shouldn't re-corrode, however, all the chrome plating is gone and the battery contacts don't look the best. I've still got a little bit of sticker residue, which I missed, dang it. So I'll need to remove that. Typical. However, let's pop some batteries in and find out if this will power up. Nice. Ooh, that's a quality backlight. 8-in-1. 8-in-1, that works. The contrast button works, the reset works. but nothing else seems to work. Let's do a double check on what we're getting on the batteries. So with the back off, let's check the voltages. So this should be our 3 volts. Now I'm using rechargeables, so they only give about 1.2 volts, unfortunately. And that should be our 4.5. Yeah, okay, I'm wondering, is there not enough voltage? So it's a split voltage. It's really difficult to do without proper batteries, which I don't normally use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run 3 volts directly through here, which will bring it up by 0.6 of a volt, which hopefully will be enough to run this properly. Let's see what happens. So with that connected up, let's just double check. 3 volts there, 4.4 there. Right, let's see if changing the voltage improves the situation. Well, I now have sound. Contrast is working exactly as it should. Okay, I'm going to go and have a look and see if I can see how you're meant to start the game on this. Or games if it's an 8-in-1. So back in a second. Oh dear God. Okay, this thing is kind of a bit of a joke. So the missing card that slots in there, which you pop in here and swipe, activates this silly switch. Guess what this switch does? So let me turn the lights down at the sides so we can see what's going on. There's that high quality backlit display using 2 LEDs. Just to confirm, nothing works. We know reset works. We know sound works. And no idea what that does. And contrast. Yeah, that's super bright. Okay, and now this silly switch. So by swiping it, yeah, how bad is that? Oh, there we go. Risk King. That kind of looks like Mario. Oh, there we go. Start. Yeah, it's a very bad copy of Mario. You can't go back. Great. Okay, this is quite dreadful. Let me. No, wrong one. Oh, sound off. Okay, what a classic piece of kit. Well, it's working properly. I just can't believe you're expected to have a stupid swipe thing to be able to select the games. That's unbelievable. Right, well, thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next Retro Crazy or Retro Crazy Mini Byte. So I thought I'd check just before we finish, and guess what? It does actually play without the full voltage. You just don't get the full contrast level and no sound. So there you go. Still so high quality. If you want to get this for free, just pop a comment down below and I'll choose somebody at random and I will ship it out to you. Why not? There you are.